Yo, what's up, YouTube? I'm back with another funded account challenge. Road to 10 million. Anyways, so we know we got funded, y'all. We know we got funded. We finally live. We finally live on our 10K funded account. Let me just show you guys. Sorry, not that. Let me just show you guys over here. We finally live, y'all. Now I know you guys are seeing that I kind of did. I kind of did lose. uh, yeah, I kind of did lose a little bit of profits today in the beginning, but you know how we do it. You know how we do it. We sometimes have a little bit of a rough patch before we get the momentum going, but this was easily avoidable actually. However, my stop loss was just a bit too tight. It was just a bit too tight, and it kind of suffered for for that. So I am down $162. However, I am not in no worry because on this $28 trade, I'm looking to make 345. So that's gonna return my loss and give me a green day. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm not too worried about that. I have entered these trades on all my funded accounts. So this is a live account. Let me just show you guys. Listen, it says they're live. Live. We live, y'all. We live. This is a live funded account. We're not playing those games no more. We are officially 10K funded. But we still got a road to the 5K funded. So we're gonna start focusing on getting a 5K funded and a 100K funded. We got two more funded accounts that we're trying to get. So there's no slacking. There's no slacking. I know you guys see this. I'm in the exact same trade, y'all. I'm in the exact same trade. My stops are a little bit higher though, because of this is where I initially should have had my stop loss. You see, on my live account, I had bad entries. I had just bad entries. So if we go to my history, I did take what's this? A loss. Oh yeah, I also did take a loss here. Why isn't it showing trade history? I think my spread was, I don't know why the trade history doesn't show. As you guys can see, oh, there we go. So my stop loss got hit here. So I had like a little tiny stop loss. But if you see on all of my trades, because I did take this on literally each and every account that I had, you will see that, oh, okay, that's what typically happened. But right now, look at how we're floating. We have literally made back the money that we have lost. We have literally made back all that. So I could literally close this trade and I could be up for the day. But however, our TP is all the way down here, y'all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna quickly just go to our daily, set our TP for this chart for this trade because yeah, we need to we need to. I'm not gonna go all the way here because that's just being greedy, don't you think? So I'm gonna use this low right there for a 7K risk. So 7K TP basically. It's just okay. What is going on here? My shit's tripping, y'all. My shit. Let me just use a higher time frame, actually. So yeah, y'all, I'm quite excited. I wanna withdraw. I wanna request my first payout. That's the one thing that's on my mind right now. I did have to activate my live account for the 10K. It was like 2,000 rand. It wasn't too bad. However, yeah, so 6,930. That's actually quite decent, y'all. That's a quite a decent. That's a let's try and make it seven. You think we can make it seven? I feel like yeah. Let's just try and make it a young seven there. Just like 7,000 on the dot though. 7,000 on the dot. Like come on. I don't think I'll be able to catch 7,000 on the dot. So whatever. However, that's the setup for that. And then we also have it on our 5K account. So we have this on our 100K account, on our 5K account, and on our 10K. So we trying to cook crazy, y'all. We trying to make money. And this one we trying to make 343. So it's roughly around the same amount as my my live account. As you can see, literally same stop loss that got hit on the 100K, it got hit on this. So I know you guys are wondering, oh, but Jay, why do you have three trades? What happened? So let me explain. Let me explain. I can just do this now. Let me explain. So initially, I'd entered on two types of positions. So when I went to my daily chart, I was like, okay, cool. Let's see what's happening on the daily time frame. This is my top down analysis. When I look at the charts, I want to see if the daily is giving me a fair value gap. Okay, we're going to use that fair value gap to then most likely continue going lower. So I saw that markets retested and rejected from that fair value gap. So I was like quite confident that we are going to short. However, then here I saw a 1 hour closing below here. So technically, my short position should be from here. Me being me, I thought, you know what? Actually, I wake up at 8 o'clock, and at 8 o'clock, which the markets were up here, I used this high, and I was supposed to initially use this high as my stop loss, but I didn't. Instead, I decided, hey, let me use my scalping strategy. So me using the scalping strategy I ended up kind of I ended up kind of making a little bit of a situation for myself, because now when I go to my 5 minute, you'll be able to see on my 5 minute entered, right? I had these two. 5 minute was looking very promising, then it stopped me out. So then markets started to pull back. When markets were pulling back, it broke this low again over here. So I initially thought that this high was going to be protected. However, the markets had its own plans and ideas. So it ended up wiking me out and stopping me out of that big trade. So I entered a new trade with my stops above these highs, and then now we could look to target the lows. So this is why when you go to my live account, you'll see that I had three setups. And as you can see here, I adjusted my stops and it took me out right there. And then again, it took me out here. So I was like, okay, cool. It sucks, but yeah, it is what it is. So today, we're just gonna be a little bit patient, hold these trades. I'm seeing a nice push to the downside finally. I could have had a re-entry. Now, this is something important that you guys need to understand about about trading and over trading. So today I'm currently in a situation on my live account where I have over traded. I shouldn't have lost over $150. However, it's your directional bias and your setup that dictate your trading psychology. So if you're like struggling to execute because you're fearful for what's going to happen, then you're most likely going to get caught up in situations where markets do this to you. And then if this has to play out, I would have been missing my setup. So it's something that you also need to trust in your strategy and say that, okay, if you fully commit to how you trade and you trust your system, you trust your strategy, then you shouldn't necessarily be worried about how much you might be losing, although rules are important. So I thought to myself, you know what, I really think this is a good short position. My high hasn't been invalidated for me to wait for a new short. I can still be in this trade. So why how about I waited? What I should have done, and I acknowledge that I should have waited for my confirmation that we are above this red resistance line, then we break below. So technically right now this would have been my entry like this. I would have had to have entered from this trade with my stops right here, and then I go and target these lows. So either way, already this is showing me that my setup is clear cut. Now, in order for me to take these kind of situations into account is because of experience, and over time I just know how to trust my system and my setups. So yeah, but that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys. There's not much that I have going on. Uh, I did try run down to the GBP JPY system, and I was waiting for markets to technically tap into this area. So from here is only when I'll be interested in taking shorts. I'm currently not in the mood to trade the GBP JPY as well as also Euro AUD. I'm kind of waiting for it to still come into my zone before I can actually look for a setup. So I'm just gonna set some alerts for myself and then see what's up. I wasn't really keen on trading the Nasdaq solely because I didn't like price action. What I've learned with Nasdaq is that it's a very bullish market to start off with, right? And then on top of the fact that it's a very bullish market, um, it doesn't necessarily give nice shorts for a long time. Like there's certain short positions you'll be able to take till eventually, like markets are just doing its own thing. You can clearly see here there was a strong liquidity grab down here. That would indicate that from there to here, we're taking out this high, and we've broken above it and closed above it. So at my scalping, my what's this 12 to 1 p.m. scalping strategy, I saw this type of situation. Tapping into a fair value gap, pushing up. Yes, we are trying to reject it. However, when I go to my 5 minute, my market structure just looked horrendous. It didn't look nice. It didn't look clean. Everything about it didn't necessarily give me like a great confluence. So technically, because we were buying, I was supposed to be selling, but this looks like it's a consolidation. It doesn't have a clear buying um push. So I was like, you know what? If I was gonna take this, I was gonna wait for this candlestick to close below. You get me? So then that would have been my short position with my stops above these highs. So you can see already that I avoided something unnecessary because I can tell that the market's conditions are not favoring my system. Whereas with gold, I knew the market condition was favoring my system because I saw that on my 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. setup model, we were clearly bullish. As you can see, we were clearly buying. This is a nice impulse to the upside. We are literally above my red line EMA. So, I mean, I'm more confident to then look for the shorts. Yes, granted that when I took the shorts here with my stops, it stopped me out. But that's just the part of the game. It's not going to always play out the way you expect it every time. And considering the fact that on my higher time frame, it was a higher time frame setup, I should have actually just ignored the scalping position because it's on a lower time frame. So markets intended to use these points of liquidity to fuel the markets, trap more buyers, then now hopefully it's starting to displace lower. So I'll just be holding these trades, seeing how they play out, seeing if I can actually finally get myself back in profit because we are quite down on the day. I don't know. Do you think I should re-enter in this position? I think a re-entry would be nice. However, it's a thing of if I'm re-entering, how much am I going to re-enter with and on what account? So when I look at this account, my live account, my max drawdown is I think it's 200. It's $200, yeah. So if I look at my history, I'm close to the max daily drawdown. Why would I enter for another setup where I can most likely risk this account of being breached? So I wouldn't enter on that. You feel me? I'm trying to pass my funded accounts. So let's look at the 5K. How much have I lost on the 5K? If I haven't lost as much on the 5K as I have on for daily drawdown, then that would kind of give me more of a edge to then use my 5K account to continue going lower. So let's quickly check. Uh, so here, okay, perfect. So here, right, we're trying to use this 1 hour as entry on my 5K two step account. It says here that the max daily drawdown is 166 left. So from the loss that I've gotten, I still have $166 free to use. So I can enter on a $50 um risk, and I'll still be profitable. So I don't know what's going on with my I don't know what's going on with this account. It's I don't know how to, I can't show you guys, but like the the candlesticks are not showing the way they're supposed to be, and it's kind of annoying me. But yeah, give me a second, y'all. All right, so currently, I think we're gonna go looking for some gold shorts on this account. So the stop loss would be right here. Actually, I need. So why isn't it showing? That's weird. Anyway, so my stop loss would be here. I'm gonna have to use. Okay, the 15-minute candlesticks show. Perfect, it's fine. So I'm trying to risk $50. Okay, and whoa, that's a bit too much. Wait, I didn't calculate that right. Hold on. So okay, so we're trying to risk 0.03. Yeah, 0.03. That's a good. That's a good amount. Risking roughly $50. As you can, I think you guys can see me placing the entries and stuff. So yeah, and then where do you think is a good probable target? Well, simply just back to the lows. Perfect. So we've entered the two trades. I will be also entering this on my gold chart. So my stop loss and my take profit and everything. Let's see. Okay, so my entry is at 4195.46. 46. Cool. So that's my entry, and then my stop loss would be at 42,111. So this is a 1.85, 0.85, and then my take profit is at 41.21.63. Perfect. So that's my entry right there for my second trade, which is this. So as you guys can see, stop loss, that's the, yeah, that's how it is. So we'll just wait and see how this one plays out, y'all. uh quite quite confident, and yeah, now we just have to literally wait and see how the markets decide. Like, I just really hate how the the candlesticks on some of the charts, they don't show properly. But anyways, I'm just gonna show this to my friend, and yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on how things go. um yeah. See you guys on the next one.